co-captain, Heath Lestrange, is on the bench, of course. It's not a long run from Bradford to Wakefield, and I must say, despite the fact that the Bradford Bulls going through a little bit of a transition stage, to say the least, their supporters turn out in force each and every time that they play. Wakefield, they won 32-14 at Widnes in round 1, then they were beaten here by Hull KR in round 2. They had last weekend off as they were due to face Leeds, and they entertained the Bradford Bulls in their final home game of last year. John Keir and 11 players were saying farewell on that occasion, and they won by 26 points to 14. Richard Agar would swap not the farewells, but he'd swap the results, Steve-O, right now.
Yeah, it certainly would, and both sides, as we've already mentioned, new faces, and it takes a lot of time to bed in, and I think that their performances so far, a bit of a yo-yo on both these sides, Wakefield and Bradford. Wakefield have to start slight favourites, being at home, and Richard Agar, he's confident that they can make the playoffs. He reckons that they have bought well. And there's the official Ben Thaler tonight. A little bit crisp, it's dropped a few degrees since this afternoon when a little bit of the sunshine was hanging around. It may be a bit difficult for some of these players. It's bitterly cold at the moment.
It is bitterly cold. Ben Thaler is in charge of this Stobart Super League match between Wakefield and the Bradford Bulls. We're about to get underway. Here we go. It is Bradford who get us in motion. Jared Samet with the kickoff, high and hanging, a great chase. Jamie Langley in there very quickly, and also John Bateman, the England Academy international, who was only given his place in the side just before the kickoff, when Chev Walker pulled out injured. But here's the danger man for the Wildcats with that sort of movement. Ali Lauatiti gets it away to Richie Mathers.
Tremendous play, wasn't it? We've seen it so often from the big fella, Ali Lauatiti. Interesting to note there, Richard Agar is getting the different moves. It's a beautiful kick in the corner.
It's going to be an opening try here. It is a wonderful try from Ben Cockayne. A sensational start by the Wakefield Wildcats. Down the line, it began with the Lauatiti break. Mathers carried it forward, a dink over the top. Cockayne and Fox, they have some pace out wide, the Wakefield Wildcats, and Cockayne has opened the scoring here in the opening minute or two.
Tremendous tactics, keep the ball alive. Normally in the opening exchanges, it's in the forwards, and the forwards all they want to do is throw and try to prove how tough they are. But look at the quality of this man. He knows that there's going to be somebody there. Two in attendance. Good work by Richie Mathers. Great play. Quick play the ball, got them into a good position on that short blind side. Kick was absolutely superb, and you could see there that Ben Cockayne, he got there first. Not the best from Elliot Keir, he got muscled out. Watch that. Platt was trying to stop him, he couldn't get into top gear. Neither could Keir, but Mr. Ben Cockayne could.
You know what was so clever as we see the kick there that's just waved away by Isaac John. He was the player who recognised that the fullback for Bradford, Brett Carney, had been involved in the tackle on Richie Mathers, saw the space behind. Here's the offload, you'll see, and that flick there to Richie Mathers. Now, the interesting thing is the players who are involved in the tackle, the fullback's out of place, and the kick goes through. Ben Cockayne's the first to pounce through the gap. Great speed and anticipation, and the length on the kick was exactly right.
Great start for Wakefield then. Bradford restarting again, and there underneath that was Tim Smith. Well, they're very much up for this, Wakefield, at the moment, aren't they? It's a bit of a local derby. Good harassing in defence from Bradford. And a bit of a slip there from Oliver Wilkes.
Well, they've laid the platform already, haven't they, the home side. Feel really were snappy there. And it just shows you when Richard Agar, when he went to sign Ali Lauatiti, a lot of people thought perhaps that the big fellow was past his best. We've just witnessed what he has done for many years. Wonderful offload.
Yes, it was a sensational offload from him. Long kick downfield. That was by Tim Smith, and it's collected and will be brought out, but not too far. The Bradford Bulls conceded now 19 tries so far after that early concession here against Wakefield. They've leaked in over 100 points so far, so it's obvious where their problems lie.
Yeah, they've got to get the defence. They do it well for, say, 15 minutes, and then they have a bit of a problem. They get into a little bit of a lull.
Jason Crooks.
Boy, Wakefield are really up for this one. You can tell he's got them very well prepared as their coach, Richard Agar.
Bryn Hargreaves, though, in control of the football for the Bradford Bulls. Diskin is the dummy half. There is Langley, Jeffries. They're moving it nicely. Here's Michael Platt now chiming into the line. The Irish international, first appearance of the year last week against Wigan. Jeffries with a crossfield kick. And that's easy for Peter Fox, right underneath his own sticks. Good chase, though, by Bradford, led by Langley.
Great play by Peter Fox as well, anticipated it. Went running through, he could see that his full-back, Richie Mathers, was not in position.
That man Lawatiti again, he gets the ball away. He's an absolutely tremendous player, even though at 32 years of age, some people might think that his best days are behind him. Here he is again.
Well, a lot of the Wakefield supporters have seen Ben Jeffries playing here against the side and at times for the Wakefield side. It appears that Wakefield want to pass the ball wide to their left to attack Ben Jeffries and maybe just test him in his defence.
Stand up.
Smith again with the kick down towards the corner. Carney has to turn around and pick it up right on his own try line. The chase is good from the Whites of Wakefield, although there was a little bit of Danny Kerman just was fooled a bit there by the run from defence. And here's a penalty to Bradford, which they will accept gratefully. Richard Agar
Well, he's not happy with that.
Completely convinced.
But give a lot of credit there to Jared Samet. He could see that they had not gone back to 10. He made a beeline for them, got the relieving penalty. And this will be a real bit of a saviour for him, in as much that Wakefield, they really have thrown everything but the kitchen sink to them. Now they can just settle down, Bradford. They need to.
New club for Jared Samet and a brand new look this year. Shaved head. Remember his long flowing locks last year with the Crusaders. And a big moustache. Tried to keep the ball alive. It came off for him, though. They're asking for 6 to go, and the referee wipes the tackle count down. It touched a Wakefield hand, that.
Yeah, I think you find that Ben Cockayne, the winger, just got a fingertip to it. Yep, you see how it just came off the left forearm. Well spotted there by Ben Thaler, the official. Now, good position. First real chance for Wakefield.
This is Langley.
Bradford, sorry.
Diskin. Back it comes to Jeffries. Nice handoff.
No, John Bateman's there, the man in possession, and he's a talented young player. He reminds me a little bit of a young Andy Farrell.
Tremendous run that from him. Only 18 years of age, John Bateman. Here's Jeffries again. Looking for the runners. Oh, great tackle.
What? He crunched him.
Langley once again. Jamie Langley, the longest serving player with the Bradford Bulls. This is his 11th season. Back it comes to Jeffries again. Dink over the top. Brilliant try. Fantastic try from Keith Lulia. Fabulous try from the Cook Islander. Debut last week against Wigan. He has been with the Newcastle Knights. And he read the script perfectly then as he clutched Ben Jeffries' kick and touched it down. And the score's a level. Bradford might inch ahead here if the conversion goes over.
This was a controversial incident. Now, did Cockayne move the arm, or did the ball hit the arm? According to the official, it had hit it. It went back to 6. They got themselves in a good position. But the kick from Jeffries is superb. And what about the take? Beautiful dive there by the centre, Keith Lulia. Fantastic stuff. Well, one way to beat a solid defence, and that's utilise the kick. They've done it to perfection. Jeffries off the boot. Keith Lulia says thank you very much. That was wonderful.
So there he is, and it's Jared Samet who's going to try and convert this 4-pointer from Lulia. 13 appearances and 2 tries for the Knights in 2011 for the Cook Island centre. And Samet, once upon a time the Jack Sparrow of Super League. And he has kicked that. Just crept in the right side of the post, but only just. Bradford 4-0 down, now lead 6-4.
Well, Eddie, we were treated to a cracker last night in Catalan St. Helens. This game has the makings of a great game as well. Both sides willing to throw the ball around. Open game, not playing conservatively at all. Phil mentioned it, there was Wakefield going to shift to their left. Bradford too have been keen to get the ball out wide. This could have the makings of a real good 40 minutes.
Well, Ben Jeffries, who you just saw there, the creator of the try, he rejoined Bradford from Wakefield last May. And it's his first appearance of the year, and he has already come up with a very telling contribution here.
Well, throughout his career, his kicking game has been the highlight. He's a very, very talented player. Studies the game, knows how to control it, and it's so important now with the kicking game. Remember, St. Helens during the first half last week, and I must say, they had that game controlled, taking nothing away from the Catalans' fight back. But this is shaping up to be a classic.
Mick Potter, the Bradford coach. They're in possession, Bradford, on the last tackle. On halfway, it's Jeffries again, this time low and cross field. Picked up by Fox.
And again, good positioning by the winger. Fox had to be as well. As we've already mentioned, just an important facet is the fact that Jeffries' kicking game tonight. Good run from Richie Mathers. Eager to get this ball away, that's for sure. That's good work. They're over into the opposition half now, or nearly.
Paul Ayton, the hooker.
You know, if Wakefield make the playoffs this year, it would be a massive achievement for them to finish in 8th spot or above. But Paul Ayton would have a big influence on it. He'll touch the ball so often, and he's made a good start here. You see him getting out. He's busy and active, and he attracts defenders towards him.
Well, sort of a half grapple tackle, but it was sufficient enough for the man with the whistle. Bateman is the culprit. He is a talent, this kid. Keep your eye out for him this season.
Ayton then to restart. Smith, and finds Oliver Wilkes.
We haven't seen the silky skills of Tim Smith yet coming into action. The combination with Isaac John will be very important for the home side. Oh, that's a good burst.
Good work from Collis. Fox, the dummy half, 10 metres away, decides to go on his own, but they repel that particular raid. Kermond and Smith gave us glimpses of what he's capable of at Widnes in round one. Here's Mathers. Oh, they get a penalty here. I think it's another high shot, this time on Richie Mathers.
Well, Richard Agar will be saying thank you very much indeed, because Wakefield were getting the momentum through. Is joining in is the fullback Richie Mathers. He's been busy so far, didn't bother to kick. They've gone for the quick tap.
They have with the skipper Steve Southern. Ayton's waiting again inside the 20-metre mark. They are. It's Isaac John, and here now is Collis. Gets to the 10-metre line before he's grounded. Fox is behind him, and Kermond will take it forward again. Down he goes, but they're inching ever closer towards that Bradford line. Ayton goes alone.
Boy, it goes very close. Isaac John, he's way out. He's putting himself in a full-back position. Oh, that's a shocker.
Oh, there's a penalty here for Wakefield. Offside, I think he's saying.
That is extremely fortunate. Did he get a hand to it? Maybe that's the reason why, yeah, you can see there, he just got a nudge to it.
Well, we've had one penalty, this is a second here. It'll take a massive effort for Bradford with their defence to hold out for 6 more plays.
Mathers is grounded, that's the first of this set of 6. Lauatiti is told to get out of the way by Ayton. Ayton has got Washbrook there. Good ball, Southern will score for Wakefield. And Diskin appeals to the referee to go upstairs and ask Ian Smith to have a look at that. Matt Diskin, the Bradford captain, is absolutely furious that that try has been given. He believes that there was some holding going on and that there was a bit of obstruction there, and the Bradford defender couldn't get at the runner Steve Southern, who has just scored the try that has been given by Ben Thaler.
Well, it was a penalty yet again from the official, Ben Thaler, messing around. You can see anything, gets a hand to it, but he wasn't standing square. Little doubt in my mind, but this is good play. Back on the inside, and nothing was going to touch Southern. Absolutely superb play here. That's a well-worked move. They really couldn't get it through. They thought perhaps the man coming through was a little bit of obstruction, but it's wonderful inside from Washbrook.
You can see what Richie Mathers was complaining about, wasn't he? He said that the man who played the ball walked forward and impeded the marker defender.
Yes, it was Diskin who made the complaint. It was Mathers who walked forward. And
Matt Diskin's not the sort of player who runs around and complains to officials. He must have felt that there was certainly an infringement and a penalty to his side. But the referee hasn't awarded it, and it's 6 more points for the Wildcats.
But you've got to give credit for that set pattern move. It was wonderful from the loose forward, Danny Washbrook. He knew exactly where the big fella Southern would be, and it was on the inside. And so often is the case, even at this level, that you find that an incident that occurs just before it, and they just lose concentration.
You know, I can understand the argument. What you got to do, I think it was Michael Platt that was involved. You're right, Richie Mathers has got a slight obstruction going on there, but you got to push away. Don't wait for the referee to blow the whistle. Force away from Richie Mathers. Make your best effort to go over, get across, and make the tackle. And if they go to the video referee, you might then get the penalty.
You know, if you watched last night's game, you'll have seen 11 tries. 7 of those came from penalties. Penalty was the start of the set. It's so important in the sport, really. The penalty counting has a massive bearing on it. 2 more here now to Wakefield, and it's heavily stacked in their favour at present.
It is 5 penalties in a row to the Wakefield Wildcats.
Yeah, but indiscipline, and to be at this level, for a player to back chat to the official, you're never going to beat them.
Well, there's a degree of frustration because he wouldn't refer that upstairs to Ian Smith, the try a few moments ago.
Yeah, but if they don't get themselves organised, that frustration will go against them, and Wakefield will take full advantage, as they did a few moments ago.
Here's Ayton again. They are just inside Bradford territory, and Smith finds Lauatiti once more. Such a big man, isn't he?
He's hard to get down. Oh, short blindside. Good opportunity there.
They're coming down the middle, though, with Smith and Southern on the angled run. There were signs at Widnes on round 1 that perhaps there's something building at Wakefield, and this is a very encouraging start for Richard Agar. Here is Smith again, stabs the kick in, beautiful kick, and Bradford just shuttled the ball dead. Samet to the rescue.
Wonderful basic rugby league football. Smith put the ball on, waited superbly. Gareth Samet, he knew he was under a lot of pressure. He wasn't going to mess around. It's going to be a drop out underneath the sticks. Well, the amount of pressure and possession that the home side has had, probably a little bit lucky Bradford. Their coach Mick Potter will be thinking, well, we're only 4 points adrift, because they are under the cosh, giving away all those penalties on the trot.
Signs of their glorious past for Bradford. They've won 21 of 28 against Wakefield in the Super League. 14 visits here have produced 9 victories for the Bulls. But Wakefield look really up for this. That's a great run from Wilkes.
Good combination, wasn't it? Paul Ayton, little short pass, Wilkes onto it.
Here's Washbrook now.
Look how they're getting over the advantage line. They're all over the shop in their defence, Bradford.
Ayton, they go down the left-hand side. He just couldn't take that in, Steve Southern, and Bradford have the ball back.
Just went a little bit too early there, and the pass was a little bit sloppy. Now then, can Bradford settle things down just to make sure they get ground up vital meters up the field so they can get a good kick and chase away. Good work from the fullback, Brett Carney.
They were very slow on their last play, Steve-O, when they got to the 5th tackle and went to kick on that from a very slow play of the ball. There might be an argument for kicking earlier in the tackle count and getting the ball down the other end of the field.
Oh, and a grapple tackle by Ali Lauatiti.
Well, I think
he saw Bryn Hargreaves actually appealing to the referee for this.
Have a look. He turns his head and looks at the referee and said, have you called me? Yes. Ali, you're caught out. And it's valuable meters forward. That's not bad from Bradford. We've already seen they're capable. It was a good try that they came up with.
And here they come again. That's a very good run from Kopjak. And Diskin, it was a quick play, the ball. Back it comes to Jeffries.
Well, that's messing around in the face, not seen by the official. Jeffries didn't like it from Paul Ayton.
Langley running straight at Washbrook. Took 2 more to bring him down. Diskin is there. He's looked to his left and seen Samet. He goes right to Jeffries. Good ball. Oh, that was a good ball. Carney, though, put it down under pressure. And they come away with it, but not far. Cocaine is grounded. Could be a penalty here. No, the referee's patience holds.
Good work by Elliot Keir, wasn't it? Oh, he just came in on that. Just couldn't handle it. Full-back Brett Carney. Got plenty of skills. Oh, this is skillful too.
Brilliant ball. Oh, no.
Oh, I think he's got that wrong. He was in a good position.
It was wonderful skill from Kermond, and then watch the right hand as it passes. That's nothing wrong with that.
That should have been allowed to go on.
Did Ben Thaler grimace? Does he know he got the wrong call?
I'm sure he does. Isaac John.
It's not his fault, is it? It's come from a touch judge. I'm sure that's come from a touch judge who's tried to be in line with possession.
Well, there are times for the flag wavers, the merry flag wavers, to interfere, and that wasn't one of them.
Samet gets the ball away to Carney. Dumped to the ground, Brett Carney. This is his 50th appearance tonight for Bradford, by the way, the man just playing the ball. And that's Elliot Whitehead who played the ball. Now Hargreaves again takes it forward. Another underneath the chops, this time from Washbrook. This time it doesn't get a penalty. Jeffries. And this young man, John Bateman, only 18, England Academy International against the Aussie Institute of Sport last December. Diskin, Langley, Jeffries dinks it into the in goal. Never got there. Mathers saw to that. Not tackled. Now he is.
Did well, nice step, and then found them right on him. Michael Platt all over. Well, that's good defence.
Yes.
Richie Mathers.
No chance whatsoever.
Richie Mathers screaming at the official, saying that they were offside. They were definitely keen, and that's a good shoulder charge as well.
You'd say after the first 20 minutes that Wakefield looked very sharp, but Bradford aren't a million miles away from this game tonight. They got a bit of grunt to bring off the bench yet.
Back to 6.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a Bradford supporter, don't get too disillusioned so soon.
With the Bradford hand in there, they have another set of 6 coming up to Wakefield. Collis was the first to react. Here's Fox. Little flick by Lulia. Here's a penalty. Is it a forward pass or is it a penalty, the referee?
I think it's a forward pass. Put the scrum down and Bradford will get head and feed.
Will you ever see a penalty given for that, the intentional forward pass?
Well,
if he's standing in front of him.
I heard him say, "Get your hands out," and then he blew the whistle. That's probably why I said a penalty.
It's very rare here. I've seen it done in Australia several times, but
I'll be here next week then.
Well, they do utilise it if it's deliberate. Forward.
Bateman. Down he goes.
Gets through a lot of work, doesn't he, this young set?
Diskin. Langley. He managed to halt him.
Interesting to see whether Bradford will utilise a kick early or will they wait till the last.
Well, that might have been deemed to be forward from Jeffries, but the referee doesn't pull that one back. Here is Diskin. Now it's Kopchak again. Last tackle, Bradford are 2.5, 3 metres maybe from the Wakefield line. Diskin slides the kick in again. The ball bounces everywhere and eventually finds its way over the dead ball line.
Well, the idea was there. Smart work by Matt Diskin, but I must say, a little bit too heavy.
You know, we might not see these sides in the grand final, but they've given us some brilliant rugby entertainment in the opening 22 minutes of this game. I can't believe the speed of the game, and I think you've got to compliment both sets of players and the officials that play the balls fast. We've got good movement from one end of the field to the other, and again, maybe at times the final passes let the players down, but it's an entertaining start to what we should see in the rest of this match.
I agree with you, Phil, and mainly that's been brought about. Remember, early in this game, the referee, Ben Thaler, I don't want any messing around to play the ball. Let's see some open football, and boy, we're getting plenty of that.
Here's Washbrook, who has followed Richard Agar from the KC Stadium to Wakefield this year. Ayton on the last tackle. Up it goes off the boot of Isaac John. It's too deep though, this. Carney, it's easy for him.
Yeah, allows him to get under the full run. Valuable 10 metres forward. Surprising that Tim Smith came on the blind side. I don't know whether they just lost the plot slightly. I'm not saying that Isaac John is not a good kicker, but that was poor.
3 in the tackle there. Diskin. Langley, short ball and flat.
And both sides look super fit, don't they? Both with ball in hand and the defence.
Samet drills that ball into the ground and it finds its way over the touchline.
Not a bad option as well. The ball, and sure that they take their time, just a bit of a breather, then they can try to force the error.
Jared Samet is ex-Crusaders, of course. He was the leading try scorer in Wrexham for the Crusaders last year.
He's a talent as well, and I'm with you, Eddie. I think he looks a lot smarter with his hair like that.
I didn't say it was smart, I just said it's different.
Well, I'm saying it's smart.
Well, I'll tell you what he will have to do. If he's going to take the kicking responsibilities tonight, he's going to have to come up with some better play 5 options than they've shown so far. A couple of kicks when they had an opportunity to add a little bit more pressure, pile a little bit more pressure on Wakefield, they've come up well short. Wakefield, on the other hand, have looked pretty good with their kicking options, so Bradford can tidy that up. They're certainly getting down this end of the field.
24.5 minutes or thereabouts on the clock. Nothing much to choose between the two sides. 10-6 to Wakefield. 17 new faces this year. 28 players released, plus a new coach in Richard Agar. Andy Raleigh. Now for Wakefield. Gets them to the 40-metre mark. 4 tackles gone. Ayton, scampering run from him. Great run from Ayton. And he's got Isaac John in support. He also has but he found Mrs. Fox on the front row of the stand.
He has blown it. Wonderful work to start with, and it turns into a shocker. Might have been thinking of the option to kick, and there's no way in the world. Well, you'd think he was passing to his grandmother in the crowd. He threw a beautiful dummy, didn't he? Look at the pace. Over the top, said Fox. Not that far over the top, said Fox.
A couple of the Bradford wingers, and I think another player did well because they sort of got in and blocked his view of any of his supporting options. I know he did have Fox on the outside, but Jason Crooks was in there, and there were players on the inside as well. Elliot Keir, good recovery from Bradford when the line was broken.
Here come the Bradford Bulls then.
And this might settle him down, Eddie. Heath Lestrange coming on the field. Good substitution. This is a good move, I think, by Mick Potter.
Oh, it's a great kick. It's got the backspin, and it bounced up nicely, but good work. That was great by Ben Cockayne. He knew exactly where to put himself.
He's very alert, wasn't he, then?
Yep. That's been a highlight of this first half. Both the wingers, both Peter Fox and Ben Cockayne, they've read the game. They've read the kicking game from Bradford exceptionally well.
There's Kyle Wood just on the field. Gets the ball away. And they'll try and work it forward here with Vince Mellors. So many ex-Crusaders players, of course, dotted around the Stobart Super League this year.
I'm just saying, I've been so impressed with the way that Wakefield have been eager to try to twist in the tackle and offload. Obviously, the influence of bringing someone like Ali Lauatiti adds to the training schedule.
And Elliot Keir trying to work this ball forward. Yet another ex-Crusader. I know that Elliot Keir is a Welsh international, but the great thing about the Crusaders overseas players is that they were exempt from the quota this year. They were picked up by the other clubs. They don't count on the quota. Keir has played 10 times for Wales. Does that make him a Welshman, Phil?
He does, and he's one of my favourite players, Eddie. I think he was undervalued. I'm surprised more sides didn't want to buy him. I think he's got a great future and some wonderful potential. Probably not the most expensive player Bradford have ever bought, but I think he'll give them good value.
Here's Heath Lestrange. This is Ben Jeffries. Now Michael Platt. Platt normally, he made his name as a fullback, didn't he? Michael Platt, long striding fullback, operating in the centres here. Lestrange with a little dab to the in-goal area. Very well watched by Mathers.
He's up for it, isn't he, Richie Mathers?
Another penalty here for Wakefield.
Well, a lack of concentration. It's about the 4th occasion. You see there, they just wouldn't let him go and tried to push him away. Helped along by Richie Mathers, who has this good habit, if you're a Wakefield fan, of sometimes moving off the mark when he's being tackled. Gets away with it at times.
Move! Hold it, lads, hold it.
28 minutes gone. Still 10-6. Rally for them. Wakefield, that is. An impressive start to his career here.
Wait! Go.
Wood with a little half break. Just got his nose in front, didn't he? Diskin with the tackle. Aiton, good hands. Isaac John, not such good hands. Although there's been a man pulled back without the ball, and Wakefield have yet another penalty. The referee's whistle is killing Bradford. They've only received 2, and Wakefield have received 7.
Well, I think you'll find that it's Platt that puts his body across.
2 tackles.
Surprising Ben Taylor has a word to say to Matt Diskin.
Well, Eddie, in the games they've lost so far, they've looked very, very vulnerable around the ruck. I'm talking about the Catalan and the Wigan result. Now, Wakefield have done their homework, and Richard Agor's come up with some moves to try and expose the middle defenders of Bradford Bulls. They've already scored a try from it, and now they caught Bradford on that occasion and were awarded a penalty. Bradford need to tighten up with their markers, get sharper at your markers, and tighten up the first 2 defenders either side of the ruck.
Paul Aiton is really busy for them, isn't he? He's showing potential in the opening rounds of this Super League season. Here is Isaac John. This is Richie Mathers trying to spin his way to the line.
I'm with you, Eddie. Paul Aiton has been all over the place. He really is in peak condition, eager for work.
Interesting there, did you see when Mathers played that ball, he took about 3 steps forward. It's something that he does.
He does it all the time.
Well,
and gets away with
you're not supposed to do that, are you?
I know, but it makes, if a man's not standing square, it can confuse the referee and they get away with it.
Smith's delayed pass finds Collis. Collis has got some strength. Peter Fox. Smith dabs the ball towards the in-goal area, very well watched by Craig Kopchak.
Had to be as well. Anticipated, didn't he? Big forward. Oh, that's a penalty, or should be a penalty. It was right round the head. Missing a few of these, you've got to be very careful as Ben Taylor. A few of those, and a few of the players start getting rattled. Little doubt it was a high one.
They're a tough one, Steve, aren't they? He's sort of swinging around, and he started with a grab, and the other player's head is going to get in a bad position. You just can't always avoid the head, and I don't think there was any sort of clear swing at that. I think it would have been a tough penalty.
No, there's no venom, there's no intent, but it definitely made contact.
It doesn't matter if you've got venom or not. You make contact, it's a foul.
Interesting, the last time Bradford had the ball there, I don't think they made a single pass. Every run, Eddie, was the man picking up behind the player the ball and running. I suppose you can make meters doing that, but I don't know whether long term you can win the game because you're not stressing the defence ahead of you, only the ones in the middle of the field.
And not surprisingly, we're finding that just under 10 minutes before the half-time break, that things have just slowed down slightly.
It's been a rip-roaring opening half hour, hasn't it?
Yep, and I think it's taken its toll. There's a few struggling to get back into that defensive line.
It's Rally for Wakefield. He's turned and dunked to the ground.
Wait, boys. Hold it. He moves.
Phil Joseph's out there. There he is, number 34 on his back for Bradford.
That should have been a penalty, but he's allowing play on. That's a good kick as well.
Over the top of Carney, nasty bounce. Carney read it well though in the end. Stretched the hand out. And we'll try and run this ball back with a bit of interest.
That was a great kick from Kyle Wood. That would have pleased the coach, Richard Agard. Puts him in a good position. He knows that their defence has been solid. Okay, they've conceded 1 try, but it was well worked.
Wait, boys, wait.
But apart from that, the home side have really been good in that line of defence. Steady.
Lestrange dropped to the ground.
Let go. Go.
Phil Joseph again.
That's 4.
Gambled on asking Bradford for a trial, and they've gambled on him with a 12-month deal. Carney was almost through.
Back.
Jeffries again. Hoists the kick high. Mathers can hear them coming at him.
And now he can feel them.
Great discipline in the chase from Bradford. There might be a temptation to hit Richie Mathers when his feet haven't yet hit the ground. They bide their time and caught him just at the right time. Well done, Bradford.
Talking about new looks for 2012, 21, Tom Burgess, brother of Sam, of course, and Luke, in Australia in the NRL. There he is with the tackle, great tackle too, and a shaven head for 2012.
It's a new style, Eddie.
You're ahead of your time, Steve.
He is in fashion all of a sudden, Brian, isn't he?
True.
Smith, it's a 40-20 attempt, this. If
Wonderful
this gets a good
kick.
bounce, this will be over. It isn't, though. Very well watched by Jason Crooks.
Do you know, it saves you so much energy when you've got the talent of the likes of Smith to be able to put a deep kick in like that, turn everybody around.
Yes, he's created 4 tries with astute passes already this season, Tim Smith. He was the man of the match at Widnes.
There's a lot of running from dummy half, isn't there? Not a lot of passes being thrown by the Bradford side at the moment, but it's getting them a bit of speed and momentum in the game. The ball back inside now to Joseph. They're certainly making ground by running from behind the play of the ball.
That's the last tackle, though, this set of 6 coming up, and it's with Carney. And Bateman. Oh, Bateman with the kick.
He won't be kicking anymore.
Now, see, that's a worry, Eddie. I'm going to state the obvious here, and that's a shocking last tackle play there. It's ended up in the wrong hands. Brett Carney's decided to run the ball. He has the ability to play and kick. If you're going to take the responsibility, you got to come up with something better than shipping it into John Bateman's hands and putting him under pressure to put a kick in. Certainly not a recognised kicker. Again, last tackle options are hurting Bradford.
Yeah, you expect more from the experienced full-back, Brett Carney.
Go.
But it's been a rip-roaring first half. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, especially watching this guy that's just about to play the ball, the hooker, Paul Ayton. He's been here, there and everywhere.
He has. Captain of Papua New Guinea in the Four Nations 2010. Interception here, and there is a great chance here for Whitehead. Wakefield almost raised the white flag then.
What a take! He has poached one. It's very rare you'll see that from a second rower. And Elliot Whitehead has just absolutely picked the pocket of a Wakefield side who were just travelling nice and steady.
We've seen some interceptions, haven't we, over the last 2 weeks? The Ryan Hall try in the World Club Challenge, Gary Wheeler's last night for St Helens, and this one tonight for Elliot Whitehead, and he's right under the sticks. Bradford are going to have the lead.
Well, it was a lazy pass by Isaac John. Look at this. And he read it well. Mathers turns his head, and by the time he turns, this fella is saluting Elliot Whitehead. Take a bow. They're back in it.
He missed last week, Elliot Whitehead. He got 8 tries last year in 26 appearances, and 4 of those 8, half of them in other words, came in the opening 2 rounds of the campaign. Well, Jared Samet is bang in front of the posts, and you would imagine that he will kick this, and it'll be 12-10 to the Bradford Bulls.
No. Mick, can you hear me? Yeah. Back on, Laura.
No problems for Samet from bang in front. 12-10 it is to the Bulls.
Well, we're complaining of the fact, remember the last chance they had, Bradford, Brett Kearney put in a pretty poor option. They finished up with just kicking it there, but Whitehead, he saw it. And it was telegraphed by Isaac John. You could see the body movement turning in. And he took the gamble. He knew that Richie Mathers was coming. He would have gone through the gap. Didn't work out that way.
They just look as though they run out of steam a little bit, Wakefield. Now maybe that's part of the credit from Bradford's policy, really, of running so quickly from the action impact position. They've been hard and strong almost exclusively down the centre of the field. They've not passed it wide to the right or wide to the left. They've just gone hard and fast down this middle.
There's not a whole lot in this game. Wakefield, remember, have had chances. They've broken the Bradford line, got pulled back on a couple of occasions erroneously, and one in particular. They do look dangerous. We're nearing 5 minutes or 3 minutes before the end of this first half, and they did play at such a pace, Phil, you're right, at the start of the game. That will take its toll, but I think there's plenty of tries left in this game, and I don't think I can pick a winner between these two yet.
It's Jeffries again with another high kick. This time it's Peter Fox who's underneath it. He claims it okay, and Fox will break away if he can. Great run from Fox, 30 good metres made.
Not only that, he wants to get on with it. And half of the Bradford side was struggling to get back to 10, not seen by the official.
I think you're right, fellas. There are signs here for both these sides that good times might be ahead. Here's Cocaine. Better times than last year, certainly.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they've got confidence out there. There's a lot of players are built in confidence. And they're, well, they're asking the questions of defences, aren't they, from both sides.
Burgess was just hanging on to Aiton a little bit then. The crowd getting a bit concerned, but the referee wasn't. That's all that matters. That was a high shot. 3 on 3. Lulia on Collis.
Silly play by Lulia. Has he gone through? He's never going to get away with that.
You know, Eddie, that's been coming. Dean Collis has looked very, very dangerous every time they've got the ball in his hands, and Keith Lulia has got his hands full tonight. It's a very, very, very good battle developed between these two.
Now Tim Smith is shouting out the orders.
8-2, the penalty count in Wakefield's favour. And Bradford are ahead in the match, 12-10. It's a credit to them that they are. There's Briggs. And now it's with Isaac John. He just pops it up to this man, Aiton again.
Surrender! Stand!
That's the second tackle gone. And Briggs, oh, nice little dummy. Good drop of the shoulder. Wood, sorry, beg your pardon, Kyle Wood.
He's been busy since he came off the bench.
Aiton. And Smith. And Smith to Mathers, and Lulia was on him in a flash. With help from Joseph, he goes down.
Picked it well, didn't he? Came in on the angle, knew that the full-back was coming in.
Tim Smith again, stabs the kick to the in-goal area. Work here for Jeffries to do, but he uses the post to his benefit.
So crafty. He threw a dummy, went behind the post and said, I'll drop here. Nice and steady. Good work by Brett Kearney as well. Ooh, could have been a flop there. Very, very lucky. Looked to me as though Andy Raleigh had come a little bit late.
Movement, John!
Well, full credit to the Bradford side. They soaked up the pressure.
Yes, they have, and they're trying to finish this first half strongly. Just 5 seconds remaining. They'll get one more go, I think. And that will be it. There it is. Half-time siren. And Bradford end the half, which has gone very much Wakefield's way in terms of